Now, this section we're going to look at Syslog. Syslog captures key status message from Cisco devices. Syslog permits various Cisco devices to send their system message across the network to Syslog servers. There are many free Syslog servers software package for Windows and Unix. Each device can store Syslog message locally or on a remote server. Syslog uses UDP port number 540. So Syslog is a system log informations. It will collect the log informations from the network devices. For example, router, switch, it will collect the log info. Log info means who logged in, who logged out, any issues happen with any of the systems inside. So it will find out those informations. Any like link breakdown, anything happen with routing table. So this kind of informations it can send us. Now Syslog, how it works, let's say this is our router. Inside the router, we have one of the small memory locations called buffer. So initially, router will send all the message to this buffer, and from the buffer, we'll be able to collect to this PC, or we'll be able to collect to other PCs as well. So, and we'll get the informations about logs, who logged in, whether any interface log breakdown or not, whether any port got shut down or not, whether any error happened in any of the areas in the routers internally. Those kind of informations we'll get in the log. Now, Syslog message format. So Syslog message format will have a time, some facility code, severity level, then mnemonic, whether it's up or down, or descriptions of the message. Right? Time frame, facility code, severity level, mnemonic, descriptions, line protocol on interface, whether it's up or down, those kind of descriptions will be there. So that's how we can read the Syslog. In Syslog, there are some important things. Let's say we have emergency alert, emergency numeral is 0, system unusable. That means system unusable, then it's showing emergency. Alert this is the severity level. Severity level is 1. Immediate action required. Critical number 2. Critical event, highest of 3. Like from these 3. Critical error and warning. We have like 3 sections. So error means severity level 3, and error like event, some error found, and that will be logged as event. Warning, so that is number 4. Notifications number 5, which is a normal. Informal informations, so normal, less important. Debug 7, requested by the user debug. So these are the severity level we have. For example, severity level 5 means notification. Severity level 3 means error. So when you read the Syslog servers during that time, we need to take care of this severity level. Now, how to configure the Syslog servers? Syslog servers is the application layer server, so we can have any file locations or small Syslog servers installed in a servers. After that, we'll be able to collect the log info from the switch, from the routers, and other switch as well. So that's our Syslog servers, and it will collect that log message. So configuration wise, logging console 7, logging monitor debug, logging buffered, logging host, logging tab warning. So all different kind of logs we'll be able to see from the Syslog. And these configurations you need to configure in the router or switch. After that, they'll send this log message to the Syslog servers. Then we have NTP. NTP is Network Time Protocol. To make sure all devices are synchronized with the same time informations, we need to configure our device to receive accurate time informations from a centralized servers. So time is very important, especially when you're reading the logs. You need to look at the proper time. If it is invalid time or old time, so you'll not understand much from the logs, and it will not be helpful for you to troubleshoot the network. So that's why in our network, all the devices, they should have a proper time frame. So we can connect one of the router with the NTP servers. NTP servers means that servers provide the time information in the network. But if you'd like to get connected with your NTP server, simply in the config mode, you need to say NTP servers and put the server's IP address. Right, and after that, if you'd like to verify, you can say show NTP status or show NTP association. This kind of command we can use. Now, another features we have, this is called CDP, Cisco Discovery Protocol. CDP is very helpful to find out the device informations which is connected or directly connected. Let's say it can provide us device identifier, find the host name, address list like network and data link address, port identifier, which interface is the remote router or switch on the other side of the link sent the CDP advertisement. So by looking at the CDP command, we'll be able to see the port informations for the other devices. Capabilities, what type of device? So for example, it could be, we can apply this one to router or switch and perform by the model of the devices. So this is the CDP is very handy when you do troubleshooting. If you'd like to find out like with your device, what other devices is connected. Those kind of scenario, we can use this CDP. CDP command, show CDP interface, show CDP entry and put the name, show CDP neighbors and put the neighbors details. So this is the show command we can apply in order to see the CDP informations. And if you'd like to turn off the CDP globally, we can say in config mode, say no CDP run, then it will disable the global CDP. But if you'd like to disable only on the interface or enable only on the interface, you can say no CDP enable. In this way, you can turn it off. It will disable the CDP on the selected interface. So these are the CDP informations we need to know, and they are very handy when you do any troubleshoot work. Now LLDP stands for Link Layer Discovery Protocol, and we can run the LLDP. By default, let's say LLDP can discover the non-Cisco devices. So CDP works only with Cisco devices, but LLDP, we can find out the non-Cisco devices. For example, with your Cisco device, maybe Juniper router connected or Juniper switch connected or some IP phone connected, which is not in the Cisco brand, but different brand. By applying this command, we can enable LLDP. And after that, we'll be able to see their details as well. So how to enable LLDP run, how to stop or disable, we can say no LLDP run. And in the interface, we can say LLDP transmit and LLDP receive. In this way, we can turn on this one in the interface as well. So CDP is for Cisco environment we can use, and LLDP is for non-Cisco device. If you'd like to discover, then you can use this one. Show LLDP, it will show you the LLDP information in details. Now, another interesting topics, which is DNS. DNS, what it does, DNS translate name to IP addresses and also IP to name as well. So DNS servers, we can say this is one of the database as well. And in our network, on premises, we can have local DNS, or maybe we can have DNS servers, which is cloud-based, right? So we get different sort of DNS servers available. But you can see that these DNS servers, we have the name, like computer name or server's name, and their relevant IP address. So we'll have a name and IP address. And after that, if this PC looking for these servers, so it will be directed to DNS servers, and DNS servers can provide relevant IP address for that server. So DNS is very important through our entire internet world, and also in local domain areas, we are using DNS a lot. And DNS help us to check all the website or any web-based applications where we're using all these things, they are related with DNS. DNS is one of the core component we have. But in Cisco side, DNS, like you don't have to do much configurations because mostly Microsoft servers work as like a DNS servers. But Cisco, when you configure, let's say DHCP servers, during that time, you need to just use this DNS servers IP address. Now, around that management areas, we have some handy commands. Let's say show telnet connections. It will we can apply show sessions, this command. Check the telnet users, we can say show users. Check the telnet sessions, again we can use show sessions, this command. And we use ping to check the network connectivity, telnet to remotely log into a particular device. Trace out, trace out. Trace out is we are using to check the routing path or hop count, and trace out also does the same thing, but trace out is used for Linux or Mac, those kind of environment, and trace out is used in Windows environment. And debug all. So what is a debug? Debug will provide us real-time informations. So sometimes troubleshooting purposes, we can enable the debug, but once we're done with that, we need to say undebug all. Because if you run the debug for quite a long time, it will actually consume a lot of resources. So that's why we do not enable this one all the time. We enable, we do troubleshoot. After that, we stop debug. So if you'd like to stop, we can say undebug IP ICMP, undebug all. In this way, we can stop all relevant debug. And debug IP ICMP. After that, we can ping if IP, and then we'll be able to see that how ICMP actually exchange the packets. And we have some processes, show processes. We'll be able to see what are the processes running inside our routers. So let's have a look some configurations around that. how Syslog functions. If I go to my routers and then say enable config T, then logging on, logging host. Logging host means the Syslog server's IP address you have to put. But in our context in here, we do not have any servers, but let's put one of the servers in here. So I'll go to my PC. I have one server, so I'll drag and drop over there. Then I connect that one. After that, I'll go to my server's desktop IP configurations. So you need to put some IP. Maybe we put 192.168.10.15. Gateway will be 192.168.10.10. And then DNS will be 192.168.10.15. So same IP address we're going to use as like a DNS servers. And actually, we don't need to put the same IP. We can say 127.0.0.1. This is called loopback address. So loopback address will point to your own IP address as your DNS servers. Okay. So yeah. Now after that, so we got our DNS IP. Okay, DNS we're going to have a look, but let's have a look. Syslog in here. So logging host, and then we need to say 192.168. This is 10.15. This IP. So that's the IP is for our this servers, which is our Syslog servers. But let's have a look the services. If I click on these servers, I have some services. Now in here we have say DNS, it should be on. And if you go down Syslog is on already, so that's good. So I'll close this one. Now, how to send the log message? So if I go to my router, I've said logging on, logging host this one, and logging buffer. Then, so pretty much, yeah, there are many other things you can do. Say logging, we can put a question mark. We can see there are buffered from the console. We can get some info, host info. We can get on trap info. We can get user info. We can get. So there are many different logging types. But at the moment, we enable the buffered. So that means Syslog will collect the information from the buffered, or which is a small memory in the router, and after that it will send to that log message. Now this one, yep, we'll exit from here. See, once we exit, now we can see that once we exit, now we can see that Syslog servers started, Syslog services started, and it will send the log message to that IP address. And 514 is the Syslog server's port number. Now, after that, if anything happened with our router, let's say what can happen. Let's say this interface is down, gig 01. So I'll say config T, interface gig 0/1. I'll shut down this one, say shut down. So this port will be shut down. See that now is red color, port is shut down. After that, if I go to my servers, Syslog, look at that. Say someone administratively down this port is written here. So that's the log message, right? Same here is down. After that, let's say if I say no shut, this information will also go to, look at that, to new one. See, is up. Okay. So in this way, Syslog servers can send the log message to the servers, and we can collect those logs. We can verify those logs. This kind of things we can do. Now, another thing is time. If we go to our routers, exit from here, say do show clock. Now look at that. Incorrect time we have, right? March 2, 1993. And this is the informations we have. Show clock. But it's an incorrect clock, but we can connect our router to some NTP servers, and then our router can get the new time frame. So these servers, let's see if I click on these servers, go to services, then NTP. In NTP service, make sure service is on. After that, we have time frame, which is good. Yeah, so just need to ensure that is on. Authentication is not mandatory, but service need to be on. Now I'll go to my router. I'll say config T and configuration mode and say NTP server 192.168. That is 10.15. So that means my router will now contact with that servers and then update the new time informations. If I exit from here, say show clock, so still it didn't change. So what we'll do is say show NTP status. In show NTP status, we can say clock is unsynchronized. It's not synchronized yet. So basically, it will take a bit of time. We enable the NTP services, but it may take 5 minutes or so. And in this way, time status will be updated. But this lab we are doing in packet tester. That's why we have some button in here which can forward the time. So I'll go to the router again and say show NTP status. Look at that, clock is synchronized and reference is this one, 10.15. Now after that, if I do show clock, look at that. Now we have the new time, Thursday, August 4, 2022. So we have now correct informations. In this way, in our network, if we have some devices which didn't connect to the internet and manually if we need to update their time informations, so this is the way we can update the time informations for those router or networking devices. Okay, so that's how NTP functions. Now, what else we have looked at? DNS. So DNS is basically domain name system. It translates name to IP and IP to name. Now in our servers in here, we have the DNS servers, DNS services. I just need to make sure it's on. After that, we can create resource record. Resource record means, let's say I say www.abc.com. That's one of the name, and it will store. There are many other things, but it will store as like a record. And IP address, we're going to say that is 192.168.10. I put random 21 and add. So that's the record. So let me check we have any other addresses. IP, I got only one. Okay, that's fine. Okay. 21, or we just need to, what we are doing, we just mapping this name with this IP address. So maybe I put something, maybe 15, that's fine. Yeah. Once you change, just click save, and in this way you can save 10.15. So 10.15 is our this server's IP address. Now if I go to my PC, and then command prompt, and we do ping 10.15. So ping 192.168.10.15 and see whether you can ping or not. Yes, we can ping. So from my PC to that servers, I can ping. But if I can ping the servers, I should be able to ping the name of the servers, which is ping www.abc.com. See, we can ping the name as well. So that means we can ping the number, IP address, and same times associated name will be able to ping as well. So this has happened because of DNS. So DNS, if you need IP, it will provide you IP. If you need name, it can provide you name associated with that IP address. So if you can ping simple IP, you'll be able to ping their website as well. So that's how DNS functions. DNS is actually keep track of all the name and IP address informations in the network. So far, we have looked at Syslog, NTP, and Syslog, NTP, and this DNS. Now, another thing we're going to look at, which is CDP. So show CDP neighbor. So it can provide us how many? One, okay, router 2 and switch. So it is providing us two devices. So with my this router 1, I have router 2 connected, and this switch has default name. This switch is also connected in here. Now, show CDP neighbors, it can provide us informations about the local interface, then hold time, and is a router or switch. It will show us that indications, and then what is the platform of the device. It can show us that info as well. So if you want to see details about particular devices, for example, R2, we can say show CDP entry, then R2. So entry R2, it will show us details information. Let's say IP address info for router 2 and model number, IP address, version number, all these things we'll be able to see. So that's the advantage. Let's say you logged into router 1 and you get the information about router 2 as well. So CDP is very handy. With that, we can discover the Cisco devices connected to our router. Also, we have another thing called LLDP. So config T, okay, do show LLDP. Oops. Show LLDP. See, LLDP is not enabled. So what you can do, we can say config T, say LLDP run. This command will enable LLDP. So do show LLDP. Do show LLDP. Now it's saying that status is active. And we have LDP advertisement are sent every 30 seconds. LDP hold time advertise is 20 seconds, 120 seconds. LDP interface reinitializations delay is 2 seconds. So it's active at the moment. So that means if you have a non-Cisco device, our router will be able to discover some information about that non-Cisco device. So both CDP and LLDP, they are very, very handy. Troubleshooting purposes, they are very, very important. Now, another thing, some of the simple steps we have, like we always do, like ping, check the users, those kind of things. Always do trace out, those kind of things we do as well. And also another thing called debug. So debug, and put a question mark. You can see that you have many different options or many different ways you can configure debug. You can say debug IP ICMP. So ICMP is a protocol which help the router to do the ping activity. So we have to see the debug related with ICMP. We can simply say we can ping actually ping 192.168.20.4. 20.4. Yeah, see, 20.4 is just like this IP address in here from here. Okay, and now you can see that if we ping, it will show us the result, but as well as ICMP echo reply, receive destinations informations. It will show us those backend informations as well. So all you have to do is just ping. So it may ping or may not, but it will show us the ICMP details informations. So with the debugging tools, we can get the details informations. Okay, so far we have looked at, let's make a list in here. We have looked at Syslog. We have looked at NTP services. We have looked at DNS. We have looked at CDP and LLDP. And some other like debug and those sort of things we have looked at from the sections. So they're all small features, and they are kind of like not mandatory. They're optional features, but based on the context, we can use some of the features as well. And they're very important in the industry in order to do the troubleshooting.